Today guys, I'm going to show you how to change the oil in this 2008 Ford Focus. This will be the same in any 08 to 2011 model Focus. So let's get started. First you want to pop the hood. This is your engine oil dipstick right here guys. So I'm just going to pull this out. I'm going to wipe it down really quick. Then you're going to fully insert it all the way back in. And then you'll pull it out again and we will check our levels here. And there you go. So that circle right there is the min mark. That circle right there is the max mark. As you can see, it is in between the two. Looking at the front of the engine here, guys, this is your engine oil fill cap. So if you take that off, that's where you're gonna fill your engine with oil or to do a top off. As you can see on the cap there, it takes 5W20 oil. That's the weight of the oil for this engine. So now I'm going to show you guys where to put a floor jack if you have one to jack the front end of the car up. So this is your K-member right here guys. This is where the control arms mount to. Right there in the middle, that's where you want to put the floor jack, and you'll lift up the whole front end of the car that way, and then I'll show you where to put the jack stands. If you don't have a floor jack guys, you can just use your spare tire jack to jack up under the control arms or the K-member itself, only this time you'll jack more towards the wheel or the side of the car itself that you're gonna jack up. First you wanna chock both of the rear wheels. I just use a brick like this. You can use a block of wood too. Now, whether you use the floor jack or just your spare tire jack, this is where you're going to put your jack stands, guys. This is known as the pinch weld. So we're just to the rear of the front tires here. Same thing on the other side. This is a stronger part of the weld here, or the seam here. So that's where you want to place your jack. I'm not even going to raise these up guys, because we only really want to lift this a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to get to our drain plug. So when you go back down guys to lower your car onto the jack stands, you want to do it in a slow, controlled manner. So you're going to twist the handle of your floor jack to the left slowly, and there you go. You see it slowly starts to go down. Okay, so now you can see that it's just resting firmly on the jack stand there. Same over there on that side. Now you're gonna want a drain pan like this, guys. Don't forget to take out the plug in the middle. I have done that in the past. It's not fun. And you're just gonna slide this under the oil pan. And if we crawl under the car here, this is your oil pan right here, and that's the drain plug right back here. So just make sure you're under that. When the oil shoots out of here, it'll kind of shoot out this way and then fall down. So you want to make sure that it kind of goes over that way a little bit as well. So now we're going to loosen and take out the drain plug. This is going to be a 5/8. There you go. Once I get it to the point where I can loosen it by hand, need a little bit more to go here. Then I kind of press in as I undo it, as I loosen it, so that the oil doesn't start to drip out until the very last second. So I kind of press in as I'm loosening it. And then at the last second, you pull it out, and there it goes. And then you just let the oil drain for a few minutes. And then I come up top and I take off the oil fill cap just to let it drain a little faster. Okay, so here's the OEM drain plug and the gasket. As you can see, the gasket's all chewed up right there. You always want to replace these drain plug gaskets. This is what they look like right here. This is a Fel Pro 1. As you can see, it's kind of like an O-ring with a little lip in the middle there. And this is a Fel Pro brand. But if you look close on this plug here, the threads there are kind of gnarled a little bit. And so I actually just have a brand new plug that I'm gonna put in mine. It's a M14-1.50 thread pitch. This is a Dorman part, so this is what I'm gonna put on now. Okay, so once most of the oil there is drained out from your oil pan, you're just gonna give it a wipe. And you're gonna thread your drain plug back in. Again, I have a brand new one here I'm putting in because the threads were messed up on my old one. It's going in pretty smooth there. I'm just gonna snug it up for now, but I'm not gonna torque it yet. So now we're gonna torque down the drain plug, and you're gonna torque it to 21 foot-pounds. If it's in inch-pounds, you just have to multiply by 12, so that would be 252. All right, that's it. Okay guys, so now I want to shift my focus to the oil filter. Usually guys, there's a little splash shield mounted right in the front here. It looks like this, but mine's not on here right now, and it makes it much easier to see what I'm doing here. So let me pull my hand over under this filter here. And a lot of times guys, I can get these off by hand. If you can't get it off by hand, I'll show you another way here in a second. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do that. As soon as I start to loosen it, oil's gonna start to drip out the sides here pretty soon. And I'm gonna kind of do the same thing I did with the drain plug. I'm kind of loosening it, but holding it up at the same time until the very end. Try not to drop it. It can make a big mess. As long as you hold on to it, it'll all drain into the pan here. It's almost off. It gets very slippery at the end. There we go. And I'm just going to turn that upside down and let that drain right in my pan there. So these are two different versions of an oil filter wrench right here. This is sort of like a socket that fits onto your oil filter, and then you literally just stick a ratchet in there and you can, loosen and tighten it. And then this is a different type here with a little strap like that. And for this type, you probably won't fit this filter too well, maybe. But you stick it around like that, and then you'll go like this to tighten it, right? So I'm kind of pulling this way with it to tighten, and that would tighten it. And then of course, if you wanted to loosen it, you just flip this around, go that way, and then do that to pull it off. These ones are a little bit harder to use, especially in areas where there's not much room, but these will work on a variety of different sizes, whereas these are really just made for one or two different sizes. Now we want to get our new oil filter ready to put on. This is the Motorcraft part number right here, FL910-S. This is a box of 12 filters that I bought here because I used to have two vehicles that had the same filter. Unfortunately, the 2017 Ford Edge that used these as well is no longer with us. It got totaled several years back. So I have a bunch of filters here that I might not use all of them. But anyway, this is the Motorcraft one, guys. Use a good quality filter. Something that I think is often overlooked is, people like to buy good quality oil, but they don't think too much about the filter. But a cheap filter is going to clog up and get dirty very quickly, and then it doesn't matter how good your oil is, it's not going to do nearly as good a job as it should. So buy a decent quality filter, guys. So this is what it looks like. Okay, and only one thing that we have to do prior to putting this on the vehicle, we need to lubricate this gasket here with fresh, clean oil. And then something that I always do is I pre-fill my filters. That way on startup, there won't be low oil pressure for the first few seconds after starting the engine. So there's a bit of debate on the internet whether or not you need to pre-fill your oil filters. To me, it's sort of a no-brainer. It's something that I always try to do. Like I said, guys, this car calls for 5W20 weight oil. I just went with Walmart brand Duratec oil here, guys, simply because it was the cheapest fully synthetic oil that I could find. This is a car that we don't drive much anymore. It's no longer a daily driver. So I'm really just making this video, guys, to show you how to do it. I don't need to change the oil much on this car anymore at all. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money. Typically, brands that I like are Mobil 1, Valvoline, Restore and Protect, and also Pennzoil makes a very good quality oil. But I'm a firm believer that if you use any fully synthetic oil and change it every 5,000 miles, guys, I don't care what the manufacturer states for oil change intervals, I never go past 5,000 miles. You're going to be way better off than most people. So this is what I'm using today. So I'm just going to open my oil, take off the seal, cover on the top. I'm going to dip my gloved hand in the clean oil, and I'm just going to rub it around this seal here. Just lubricate that seal. There you go. And then I'm just going to be as careful as I can be here. And that was not my best. So when you fill it up, oh my gosh, making a mess here. It'll slowly drain into the air pockets and the cavities in the filter. So if you wait a second, it'll kind of lower its level back down. Here, I'm just gonna try to get most of that in there and call it good. Again, you don't have to fill this 100% of the way up, but try to get it at least half to 3/4 full, guys. Usually I do a little bit better job there. So there you go, guys. If you can see in there, it's up to about right here probably. So I'm gonna call that good for now. Alright, so now I'm just gonna take a clean rag here, wipe around the sealing surface for the oil filter. Now I'm gonna take our new filter and screw it on there. Be careful not to cross thread. It should go on very, very smoothly. You spin it all the way till it basically mates up with that, and then you want to make sure there's no oil on here so you can get a good grip on it. But now I'm just going to take it and I'm going to turn it by hand basically as tight as I can get it. So once it's kind of at this point where the seal is, you know, mated on the sealing surface, you want to turn it at least a half turn, if not more. You know, 1/2 to 3/4 is ideal. And we'll check for leaks here at the end. And if it does drip, then we can always come in here and tighten it a little bit more. But I always tighten these by hand. I've never had an issue doing that. I don't need to use like an oil filter wrench to do that. You don't need to go crazy tight with these. They just need to seal up. Alright, so now we're going to get our car off of the jack stand, so jack it back up. And gently lower it all the way down so it's back level on the ground again. Alright, now get yourself a nice clean funnel. Give it a good wipe down just to make sure there's no residue from any other fluids. And we're just going to pour our oil in. So this car calls for about 4.5 quarts. So this is a 5-quart jug. I did use a little bit to pre-fill the filter and I spilled a little bit, so we should have plenty in this jug, but I'll go till it's at about 4 quarts and then I'll stop and then I'll measure just to make sure I don't overdo it. Alright, so that's at about 1 quart, so I'll stop there. I'll just let that all drain out of that funnel for a second. And then I just use a rolled up piece of paper towel like this as a plug. Kind of stops any drips. from making a mess. All right, so now I'll wait about 5 minutes just to let all the oil drain down into the oil pan, and then I'm gonna see how full it is. All right, now we're gonna check our oil level. So we're gonna pull it out, wipe it clean. It's been sitting for about 5 minutes, so most of that oil should be in the oil pan by now. We'll fully insert it, and it'll be a little harder to tell because this is clean oil, but if we look close, if you guys can see on there, might be a little hard to tell, but it's pretty close to the max line. It's right about there is where it's at. If I can get the focus there. There we go. So that's right about perfect. That's right where I want it. Again, since we did pre-fill the filter, once we drive the car, let it all cycle through, the ideal time to check your fluid level for the oil is when the engine is off, the car is on level ground, and the engine is warm. But you do want to give the oil time to drain back down in the pan. So drive your car around, let it get up to full operating temperature, and then park it and let it sit for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. That's the ideal time to check your levels normally. But, you know, since we don't want to start the car up with too little fluid in there right now, obviously you do have to check it cold after you do this. So now you want to start the car, and then we're going to crawl underneath to check for leaks. Alright guys, no leaks, and you're all done. Next thing to do is just check your levels in the next day or two. Hope this helps. Remember to do it yourself.